Don't move it. So let me show you how I put together this compost sifter. Starts with a food grade 55-gallon drum complete with ring and lid, like this one here that I've got some, I'm currently storing some compost in. And the lid is an important component here. So on this barrel there are some rings going around that I used as a guide here. And so I cut on this ring, and the fringe benefit then was once I drilled some holes in the bottom of the piece I had left over and just drilled a few drainage holes in it, I had a pretty hefty planter pot to do another project with. So what I wanted was the top half with the ring and the band. One of my common approaches to a project like this is I'd like to make the modifications in a way that would allow me to not do permanent damage to the original piece of equipment in case I want to either resell this piece of equipment or use it for its original purpose, which turned out to be a pretty good idea this time because this little cement mixer works really well as a potting soil mixer, and we'll show you that here in a minute. So the other major component then here is this El Cheapo Harbor Freight cement mixer. And I will boast that I was able to find this at brand new, never used, in perfect condition at a yard sale for $50. The average price at Harbor Freight, I think, is about $150 on sale. So first let me show you normal operating mode here again with a quick close-up. Throw the switch here, and I still am able to pull this handle out and dump it. Which is handy to be able to move the angles there for moving the material around. And so let's go into soil sifting mode and show you how quickly I can change modes here. And in the process, I'll be able to show you how I put this together. We'll pop the ring from the barrel, try to get it out of the way. Put it up here on the barrel. Pop the barrel off, set it off to the side. And I have a couple of wing nuts. These are actually nylon threaded wing nuts that I had a heck of a time finding these, like lock nuts, but I wanted to make sure that they weren't going to fall off for the during operation here from all the vibration. And so I just wanted to cover up the top part of the cement mixer here, and it was pretty easy to find a cheap little pot that one of my fruit trees came in and just cut it out. And then after that, it's actually just a cement mixer. Now these bolts that are holding the ring on, let me spin it around the other way. All of these bolts were part of the original construction of the cement mixer that connects the top part of the bowl to the bottom part of the bowl. And I just replaced the bolts with slightly longer ones with lock nuts again and so forth. And then I used the fins inside where there was a little bolt here, and I replaced those with a little bit longer bolts so I could make a standoff here to connect my cover to. So the somewhat tricky part of the fabrication here was to take this lid and figure out what size to make the hole, but I started off small and I wanted a good snug fit, and I really had to force it on there. And so I just slipped that over the top of the bowl, down to the rings. Since the gear that turns this is here on the back side, doesn't interfere with anything. But one of the things you'll notice right away is that I replaced the pedestal that this sits on. So here is the original one off to the side here. Actually, let's see if I can bring it into view. And so one of the first issues I had once I put this together, the barrel, as I would swing it down, was hitting this. So I had a problem I had to fix there. And, logically my choice was try to move this bar down or just replace the whole base. And that's what I ended up doing. Made a base out of just some simple angle iron here, and was able to get this cement mixer, properly mounted to that. Let's take a little closer look at this barrel. Hopefully you can get a good look at that and see what I've done. It's just the top 2/3 of the barrel that connects to the lid here. Use some 1/4-20 lock nuts, washers, and I like these kind of big-headed Phillips screws for a lot of my little projects, and then just some regular 1/2-inch hardware cloth, and that's just to hold that hardware cloth in place. And then obviously just used a big giant, a nice size, you can see about next to my hand there. I'm not going to tell you the dimensions of any of this. And just eyeballed it. I mean, I went around and started drilling, and honestly, this part right here probably took me a couple of evenings of a couple of hours. Quite a few hours of sitting there with the drill, fabricating on this thing. But in the end, I'm pretty happy with it because I have a tool that, as far as I know, you really can't buy at any price, anywhere. So let's mix up a little batch of potting soil. Should do 1 part peat moss, 1 part high quality organic compost, about a 1/2 part nice clean dry sifted sand. About a 1/2 part perlite, dash of worm castings, a dash of azomite trace minerals, and then we'll go ahead and start mixing that. And I've got a 1-gallon jug of pre-mixed root stimulator. This is going to be a pretty dry, dusty mix, so I'm going to go ahead and start adding that in slowly. Well, that is not a bad potting mix right there. Thanks for watching. I hope this was helpful for you. Feel free to post any comments, questions, or suggestions in the comment section below. And Lord willing, I will see you again here real soon. God bless.